So I watched Spider-Man No Way Home the other day. I mean, the day it was released in the 16th of December. But I decided to keep the review a little brief because I didn't want to be one of those asses that spoils everything as soon as the movie comes out or even before it. So here's a review of the movie, and I'm gonna be giving a review spoiler free the first part, and then I'll specify when I'm going to talk about the spoiler. So you can just watch it for the review and also the parts which I didn't really like in the movie. Yeah, the movie was really great. It was directed really well and CGI, everything was really good, and I'd actually give it a 10 out of 10. If you haven't watched it, I really recommend you to watch it. It's really good, and seeing all those villains from ages ago come back and fight and stuff in the movie, it was just really nostalgic, and I don't know what else to say to you without really spoiling it, but it's a really good movie. The acting, everything was really good. There was some twists and stuff in the movies, and it's really long, but it's so good that actually feels really short. I recommend none of you all check anything about the story because you're definitely gonna be spoiled that Spider-Man dies in the end, and it's really sad. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna be talking about the spoilers now, so you can just click off the video. Yeah, so starting off with the big ones. You can't tell me that you weren't expecting Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in the movie, because the amount of times Tom Holland said on Instagram that this movie is gonna be lit, you're not expecting shit. It was really obvious, because what else can a movie break without giving the fans what they want? You know, people wanted Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield versions of Spider-Man's in the movie because you obviously knew that the villains from their films were gonna be in No Way Home. I'm gonna give it to MCU though. They did a really good job hiding the cast, Toby and Andrew, and Andrew's entry was really good. Everyone in the theater was shouting and stuff. But I really wanted to see Toby, so I shouted at the Toby scene. But Toby's scene was kinda like Andrew was the first one to come, and they did all the shenanigans with him, which wasn't really done with Toby because at that point everyone was sure that Toby was also gonna be coming because it was obvious. It was inevitable. Also, I would have been more hyped to see Bully Peter Parker or just the theme of Spider-Man playing during the entry of Tobey Maguire, because it was like, okay, Toby, you just entered through a portal now. Andrew gets an amazing entrance, you don't, because everyone knows at this point that you're also gonna come, so it doesn't matter. Your entrance doesn't matter. But like, bitch, the fans care. I care. I wanted a better entry for him. So yeah, you obviously could expect them, and lucky for you guys, you also got this scene. I don't know what else to say, but Toby and Andrew fucking each other, so that's good for you, I guess. But also, the parts which I didn't like, main one, the one with Venom, it's like he got teleported into this universe. Apparently, the people that got teleported into this universe was because of the spell of Doctor Strange, which pulled in everyone that knew Peter Parker, or that, yeah, everyone that knew Peter Parker. So it pulled in all the villains, but it also pulled in Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker because he knew that he was Peter Parker, because he is Peter Parker. Same with Andrew Garfield. So it pulled in their versions. And for some reason, it also pulled in Venom, who doesn't even have Peter Parker in his universe. And also, when they get teleported back into their universes, Venom also goes away. But for some reason, a part of him gets left behind in this universe, which is like a really shit way of putting it, and I didn't really like it. And Doctor Strange, for some reason, remembers the thing that he asked Wong if he remembers, and Wong's like, no, I don't remember it. But Doctor Strange remembers it. But now he can't remember who Peter Parker is because I don't know. Maybe the time that he cast a spell, he excluded himself. So Wong doesn't remember that the specific thing happened, which I forgot, and only Doctor Strange remembers it. You remember how I said Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Mans also got teleported because they knew that they were Peter Parkers. But when Doctor Strange in the end casts a spell that everyone in the world or his whole universe forgets that Peter Parker exists, Peter Parker himself or Tom Holland himself doesn't forget that he's Peter Parker, which is like the spell of Doctor Strange was kind of weird because he could obviously exclude certain people from forgetting that Peter Parker is the Spider Man, but he decides to cast a spell where everyone forgets that he's Spider Man without actually asking him first who he wants to exclude from forgetting that he is the Spider Man. And he could have just stopped the spell when he was giving out certain names and wouldn't have caused all this drama, but he did not. He could exclude himself from forgetting who Peter Parker was or a few more people, but I don't know why he couldn't do it, but he doesn't do it in the end. I didn't really get that part. It was kind of logical and illogical at the same time. I didn't really like it. And this guy in the end doesn't really tell them that it's Peter Parker and all this stuff happened, even though they begged for him to tell it, because he's like, if I get these guys involved again, they're gonna be in trouble, and he just leaves, which is like really sad. I don't have anything wrong with it, but it was one of the saddest moments in the whole cinema. I'm not gonna lie. I gave the movie a solid 10 out of 10. It was really good, and last time I checked the IMDb rating, it was 9.2, and I hope it stays 9.2 because the film really deserves it. And like I said at the beginning, Spider-Man dies. He doesn't really die, but the whole world doesn't know Peter Parker exists, so technically he is dead. But also, I don't understand how he really exists in the world when no one knows that he exists, because he had to go to school at some point. It's like he doesn't exist, but he still has all his ID cards and everything. And he's gonna go to MIT probably, I guess, because MJ and Ned are going. So I don't really understand it, and it's better that I don't try to find a logic in it, because ignorance is bliss, like you know. Thank you, Matrix. Yeah. And yeah, bye bye.